Orange County Registered Digital.
Hello again, everybody. Welcome to OCVarsity.com for OCVarsity Gridiron Extra Show. I'm Steve Fryer here with Dan Albano and Carlos Arias and the Three Stooges here. We are at Corona del Mar High School where the Sea Kings are getting ready to play Loara, first round game of the Southern Division. Corona del Mar has won the Southern Division the last 2 years. They're going to try and make it 3 in a row. Carlos, this Corona del Mar team, as good as last year, is better?
You know what, I think they're better. I saw them against El Toro. I think you saw them against Newport, is that right?
No, but it was a great game. Big victory for, that Battle of A victory.
Yeah, but against El Toro, they showed a lot of heart, winning in the last seconds. Yeah. They got a great offense. I really like their quarterback, Luke Napolitano. I like Cole Martin, their running back. Yeah. In the receiving core, they got Bo St. Jem, and they also got Cole Collins. I mean, this team can put up points. They got a stout defense. I think it's going to be Corona del Mar in the finals against Garden Grove.
And then maybe playing beyond that as well. Dan Albano, what do you think? Is this CDM team, going to dominate this division, or there's going to be a team here or there that's going to push them a little?
Sea Kings are really strong, but I don't think they're going to dominate the way they did last year. I think once they get to, I think the first 2 rounds they will dominate. But I think, in the semifinals they could see Woodbridge earlier this year. Corona del Mar beat Woodbridge 14-7, and for me it was kind of an eye-opening game. But, Corona del Mar still finished, undefeated and moved along. And then I think, in the finals, they will see Garden Grove, like you guys, Carlos says. But I think Garden Grove's a lot better. Their Argonauts are still upset. They didn't represent the way they wanted to last year at Angel Stadium in the final. And Angel Martinez, their quarterback, really vastly improved. So that game and some of the things that Garden Grove's doing on offense is developed more. So that should be a closer game. But I think at the end of the day, I think, Corona del Mar has more athletes and, they'll win again, and someday they'll be moved up to another division where they certainly have shown they belong, like the Southwest Division, for example.
Well, what does the Corona del Mar football team think? Well, let's check in with Coach Scott Meyer and a couple of the Sea Kings players.
Yeah, sometimes you want to think, oh, who are we playing next, looking at the brackets, but, you could lose and go home, so you got to stay focused on the week's opponent.
Well, right now we're just trying to focus on the game ahead of us, Loara, and that's where all of our focus is right now, and hopefully we'll just get the first win and just keep going, keep the momentum rolling throughout the playoffs.
Just like any other game, we prepare like every game's a big game, and just come out and play 100%.
Yeah, it's a great time of year. Fortunate to be in the playoffs again, and I think the key for us is just to focus on our assignments, offense, defense, special teams, and not look too far ahead and focus on the opponent each week that we're playing.
Okay, Carlos Arias, Corona del Mar looking good for the Southern Division Championship, but, their season might not end in that championship game on December 6th. They might be playing a little bit longer than that.
Yeah, right now in the SoCal Division III Bowl rankings, they're ranked number 1. There's another team up in the Central section that's looking pretty good, according to our friends over at Cal High Sports. Yeah. But I'm told if they win out, they're going to be playing in that regional game, and then on to state if they win.
Yeah. What do you think, Dan? I know you keep track of state bowl rankings and all that stuff as good as anybody. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think, I'm sure the Corona del Mar has been eyeing it too. I think all year they've been, gearing toward it. They had some close calls in the regular season, and they won that big Battle of the Bay game. They survived the El Toro, and that's the standard. I mean, they're they can write themselves, and do something that no Corona del Mar team has ever done. And, the history, I think that's big motivation for, this team to, distinguish it from these other past championship teams. So I think they're going to be plenty hungry, and I think they're going to get to that Southern California final and see if they can make it on state.
Thank you to the Corona del Mar football team for their hospitality here. Thank you to our expert producer and director, Jonathan Khamis. And thank you for visiting us here at OCVarsity.com. We've got you covered.
Orange County Register. We are here in the service of Orange County.